back to my channel. So it is 2 days before New Year's Eve. Can you believe it? It is nearly 2018. I cannot believe how quickly this year has gone by. Honestly, like the older you get, the quicker they just like fly by. But I'm really looking forward to ringing in the new year with my loved ones and some friends and family and getting super dressed up, because I feel like New Year's Eve is one of these nights where you can pretty much get a little bit more glitz and glam and nobody's gonna bat an eyelid about it. Like, honestly, even if you're in your family living room, you could be wearing a gold floor-length glittery gown and it would totally be appropriate. So I have been thinking a little bit about the type of makeup that I want to do, and I thought I would share that with you. So you may have noticed that I don't often wear metallics on my eyes, but on New Year's I make an exception for it, and I am going to go with a light gold kind of lid and then also a red lip. Now, the fact that I'm doing a red lip means that my eyes can't be too dark or too full on, but I do want them to look really glamorous. So let's get into it. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is just moisturize my face. I'll put all the products in the description below for you, but this is just a really simple basic moisturizer just to make sure that my face is well hydrated. Now, a really good tip if you're going to use metallics on your eyes, or if you're going to do a darker eye that has a bit of a heavy shadow, is to actually start on the eyes and leave the face till after. Because sometimes if you do all your foundation and your contouring and, you know, blush and everything, and then you do the eyes, if you get fallout on it, you kind of mess everything up. So when I'm a bit more casual, I just kind of do my face first and I don't really worry about it. But today, it's definitely a situation where I'm going to go eyes first. So the first thing I'm going to do is start with my brows. I'm gonna go with fairly strong brows today. I want them looking really lush and thick. These kind of eyebrow tools are so handy because on the one side I've got the color and on the other side I've got like a little brush. So I like to kind of put a little bit of color and then continuously keep brushing it out so it actually looks like little hairs rather than just like a splotch of color. So now that I'm happy with the shape of my brows, I'm going to actually mess them up a little bit more by using, this is basically like those lash fibers that make your lashes look longer, but the same thing for your brows. So it's really interesting. It's got like little fibers on it and you've got to be really careful with this, but you kind of just gently brush it over your brows and it just makes it look like there's a lot more hair there. It's genius. Now, because I really want my shadow to pop today and look quite light and bright, I'm going to go in with a eyeshadow primer. So this is just from Gorgeous Cosmetics. It's called iPrime Eyeshadow Base. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger and just smooth that all out across my lids. So now I've got my lids primed, I'm going to go in with the transition color here where my crease is. Now that transition color, I want it to be matte, not metallic. I'm going to use the metallic colors exclusively on the lid and fanning out a little bit, but I'm not a big fan of using metallic colors up under the brow bone. I think it's kind of aging. I'm not sure why I think it looks weird, but I'm going to go with matte colors here first. So I'm just going to take my Zoeva Caramel Melange palette, and I just want a really natural, almost a skin color here. So I'm going to pick up that sandy looking color there. And just with like a fairly big sort of buffing blending brush, I'm just going to get into those creases. Now, normally I would only put this color towards the outer part of my brow bone, but today I actually want to bring it in right towards the inside of my nose there. So now I want to define the outer corners of my eye a little bit more. So I'm going to go in with this brown color here and blend that in towards the brow bone there. Now this brown I'm going to bring into the outer corners of my lid as well, just to darken that down a little. Now that same coppery brown color here, I'm just going to pick up and put on the lower lash line, those fatty pockets there. I'm going to cover those in a coppery brown. Now honestly, the key with these kind of looks is just to keep blending, like spend time on it and just keep moving the lighter colors towards the darker colors and just blending those in so it looks really nice and smooth and gradual. Now that I've got this kind of base going on here where I've still got the light sections on my lid and then I've kind of carved out my shape of my eye there, I'm now going to go in with the metallic. So to lift the gold here, I've got the assistance of the eyeshadow primer, but I'm actually going to pick up a little bit more of a, it's called Bitter Start, like a really nice ivory color, and just create a bit more of a lighter base again. Just in the center of my eye. If you highlight just the center of your eye, it always makes your eyes pop more and looks a lot bigger. It's the same with lips. You can kind of create these illusions where if you highlight the middle of your lip, that will look more plump, and just kind of works across makeup in general. Now I'm going to take that same color and pop it under in the center of my eyes. And now onto that light part, I'm going to tap on the gold shimmer. This color is called Pure Ganache. Yeah, that's what it's called. Now onto that white part of my eye, I'm going to tap on the gold color here really gently and with a dense brush. It's really just a kind of tapping motion. And now I want to lift the color here towards the inner part of my eye but still have it looking metallic and shimmery. So I'm going to pick up a color that's kind of like a pearl, and just same thing, tap that in towards the inner corners. And towards the outer corners, I want a little bit of a darker. So I'm going to go in with Liquid Center, which is like a super metallic-y, almost copper color. And now I'm going to go back to Pure Ganache, which is the main color on my lids. And that transition in between the white and the dark there, I'm going to pop a bit of the gold there. And next I'm going in with Liquid Liner. Wish me luck, guys. If I mess this up. Oh. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but the way I like to start my liquid line, if I'm trying to do a bit of a wing, is to actually come out a little bit further than where my eye ends and then diagonally up towards the outer part of my eyebrow, put one quick line. Then I'm going to meet the top of that towards the outer third of my eyelid. So now I've got like an empty triangle. So then all I really had to do was color in the lines, like a coloring book. Now sometimes I would just leave a wing like that, like a thick kind of triangle wing, but because I want to do lashes today, I'm going to take the liner across the top of my lid. So if you have eyes like mine that I guess are kind of like almondy shaped and they have a crease right here, you might find winged eyeliner a little bit unflattering. Like I always didn't like it and I didn't know why, but it turns out that what I didn't like was when they sort of flick up and then they sort of go across my crease of my eye. So what I've started to do, instead of flicking my wing liner up, I'm actually just kind of slightly flicking it up, but more so flicking it outward, so it just looks a bit more straight, and that's what works really well with eyes like mine. So if you've been finding a similar problem, maybe give this a try. So next thing I want to do is actually brighten up my under eyes. So instead of putting a black liner in my waterline, I'm going to go with a bright yellow. Now this is a little bit unusual. I've seen people do white, but I find that this really pops against the gold. Okie dokie, now before I do my lashes or my mascara, I'm actually going to do the rest of my face. So I'm just going to pop my hair up real quick so I don't get it covered with it. I'm so shiny. I must be reflecting like crazy in this. I've got like a ring light in front of me. I probably have like a massive circle on my forehead. I always use smoothing or mattifying primers because, as you can tell, I get quite shiny. Now I'm going to drop in some foundation. So what are you guys planning for New Year's? I'd love to know. What's your favorite thing to do to ring in the new year? I think my favorite New Year's ever was I was like at a house party that had like a rooftop and could see all of the fireworks. So it was like super casual. I think I was barefoot. I didn't have to deal with heels or anything like that. And it was the year that Katy Perry Fireworks was like the biggest song ever. So it was just like really fitting and really good vibes. And then I've also had one where I was like on a boat with my family under the harbour, but I was on crutches the entire time, so I couldn't move anywhere. I've had some very weird New Year's. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, what's your favourite thing to do at 12 o'clock to start a new year? Oh, finally, I'm not so shiny. That was crazy. So I recently got these matchsticks by Fenty, and now they're my favorite way to contour because it's literally just like drawing on your face. So what I'm going to do to blend this contouring in is I'm going to use a sponge and just sort of blend it in, and then I'm going to go straight in with the translucent powder. This one is by Nars, and just bake it in a little bit so I don't get any creasing. I've just tapped a bit of a darker shade there on my under eyes because I thought it was too light. I had the shade Bamboo, and now I've just put a little bit of sand on top of it so it won't be so bright under the eyes. So I really don't want to leave that baking for too long at all. So on my neck, I'm going to go in with a really dark foundation. I actually use this, oh, that's not it. There it is. I actually use this kind of more as a bronzer, but I like the color that it comes out on my neck. Now that same color I'm going to just bring over to the cheekbones. Now in contrast, I'm going to keep my under eyes really light, so I'm going to go in with a light pressed foundation. This one is by Giorgio Armani, and I think it's number 2. So with a little fan brush, I basically just want to fan away this baking. And this light foundation here, I'm just getting a little eyeshadow brush, but I'm actually going to bring it from the bottom inner parts of my eyes and fan it all the way out there just to really lift any bags or tiredness that I've got going on. Now sometimes when you put on your foundation you kind of mess up the under eyes a little bit, so I'm just going to take a little bit more of that gold and place it there under the eyes. Now I want to finish the face off with a tiny little dab of blush, and I want to go in with a really pale kind of muted color there, so it's almost like a dirty pink, and I just want to tap that onto the apples of my cheeks. So I'm tossing up between these two and I don't know which ones to do, either volume or natural. I think I'm gonna do the volume. It's New Year's Eve, right? Let's do the volume. Okay, so we're gonna go with, this is the number 21 Jessica in the Glam by Manicare Lash range. Now I'm gonna take the outer sort of maybe 5th and just cut that off. So once I've got my lashes on, I actually like to go over it with another quick slick of eyeliner just to make sure that you can't see any glue or where the lashes connect to my lid. And as if that's not enough volume, I'm actually going to finish those lashes off with a little bit of mascara. Now the reason I like to do that is because I feel like it blends my lashes with the fake lashes. So they tend to hold a little bit better and look a bit more, you know, all connected. And the final touch is a bright red lip. Now this is like a matte red lip. It's the Fenty Beauty Stunna. And that is my makeup look to ring in the new year in 2 days time. I hope you enjoy it. Do let me know if you try it and if you like it. And guys, I just want to say, I hope you had an absolutely amazing 2017. I know my world has completely changed starting out on YouTube. I've just had the most insane year and I'm so incredibly grateful to each and every one of you for watching these videos. I truly have so much fun and I feel like I get to connect with you on a whole nother level than I ever did before on, you know, Instagram and blogging and things like that. So for me, this has just been an insanely fun year. I hope you've enjoyed coming along for the ride and I hope you have the best 2018 possible. I can't wait to see all of the adventures that we go on together. It's gonna be awesome. So for now, I'll see you next year. Bye.